When it comes to martyrdom in Islam, in the Quran, it doesn't mention anything about suicide attacks or stuff like that. So it's vague enough for you to be able to come up with whatever you want. So, for example, within the Islamic Republic, if you're in an office and not even in the middle of a war and die while on the job working for the Islamic Republic, they call you a Shahid. So, for example, Raisi, who died in a helicopter accident, according to the Islamic Republic, they refer to him as a Shahid because he was on the job. So it's very officially there's it's all over the place regarding who you could. It actually has turned into a joke in Iran. They say like there's so many people who die working within the Islamic Republic that the Iranian people have turned it into a meme, like the Shahid in the way of cleaning the toilet, the Shahid in the way of this or that. Like, anyways, it has turned into a meme. So, I mean, I know that's a joke, but when it comes, as long as you were working to protect, to defend Islam, and you die on the job, according to the Islamic Republic, you will be considered a Shahid, even if you sucked at even if you didn't accomplish anything. So if you were writing to writing an article in defense of the Islamic Republic, and then I don't know, somebody kills you in the middle of that, you're a Shahid, for example.
Okay,
It's not.
that I
It's not.
actually wasn't being sassy. I was very
Yeah.
serious. So I thank you for like actually, taking that seriously. Does it not matter if all he actually did was embarrass Islam? And a second
It's a
part of
thought.
that is
It's a God gives you 72 versions for, you get A for effort. This is 72 versions for effort, right? So it's the thought that
okay.
counts. Okay, it's not. God is not result oriented. It's like it's the intentions that matter.
Okay, and during Ramadan, do you get double points?
It's not. Usually, it's not like, so they make up numbers. Usually, it's not double. Usually, it's like 1,000 times more, or 7,000 times more, or like a gazillion times more, right? They come up with weird numbers for when there's a special day. The amount of rewards that you get is like astronomically higher. They have the crazy, and usually they come up with numbers that are very specific. Like when I was in Iran, they were like, "Oh, if you do this in this day, your rewards are going to be, I don't know, 764 times higher or something." Like, I don't know. Why not three? I don't like, why not four? It's weird, and no two people have the same number. Like if you ask different mullahs, like somebody says it's like, I don't know, 8,000 times more. Another one like it's like 8 million times more. Like, okay, I don't know. Like, for example, we were told in Iran that if you go and clean a mosque, for every single dust particle that you remove, one of your sins you will be forgiven. So imagine just like, cleaning the floor, and I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any sins left after that. So every single, it's not just like one reward. It's like one reward for every single dust particle that you're cleaning up, which is crazy. Yeah,
That's amazing.
the love
Next
of
on the
yeah,
list, we have Angela.
Angela.
Hi there, guys. Darood and
Hi,
Shabbat Shalom. Hi there. Hi, Armin. Hi, everybody.
hi.
Hi. I'm a non-secular person with a Christian identity because of the country I come from. Now, I've been finding over the years, I've really got away from religion because I found that religious teachings seem to create more turmoil in the world than anything else. My husband is Jewish and his family were originally from Iran and now live in Israel. But what I've tried to get into is to look into the teachings of the Surah, the Hadiths, everything. And I'm finding that they don't really seem to give an answer. So that's my take. I think that religion, to be quite honest, is not the answer going forward.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be sorry. You're talking to me. I'm an atheist, right? So I think so. I'm a hardcore atheist. So don't say sorry to me. I mean, there's some people here that might disagree with you, but I. So here's the thing, Angela. Even though I agree with you, I think we need focus. I think that the most destructive beliefs in the world, as much as I disagree with other religions don't come even remotely close to the destructive nature of Islam and communism, right?
Yeah,
But and I think that when it comes to Christianity and Judaism, I just have disagreements with people who have those views, but I'm not at war with their ideology. I just have disagreements with them. But when it
yeah,
comes to Islam and communism, we're at war. And I think that Christians and Jews are our allies when it comes to the war with the ideologies that are destroying our planet. So we have to be careful that when we're talking about Christianity and Judaism and other religions, that we don't alienate our allies against the ideas that are basically the main threat to our way of life. I don't see that. I don't see that level of harm coming from Judaism or Christianity, not even close. And honestly, anything that is standing against these two ideas that I consider destructive, anybody who's, I mean, even, I mean, to be fair, I don't even consider Muslims to be our enemies, and I'm at war with Islam, not with Muslims, for example, right? But again, we have to, you say pick your battles, right? If we want to basically fight against everything at the same time, we're going to lose focus. And I think we need to atheists, Christians, Jews, they need to be united together to fight this great evil coming at us, right? Does that make sense?
because I think that you're quite right. We need to pick our battles. And I'm finding that Christians and then obviously the Jewish people, we are united against the ideology of Islamism, which is the problem. So I totally agree with you, and that's where we should be obviously united. So yeah, totally agree. Pick our battles. I ain't got a problem with Christians or Jews. As I said, I've got a Christian identity and my husband is Jewish. And what I fear most is ideology, particularly ideology that wants to create a theocracy or communism.
Right. And also, these two ideologies are trying to take over the whole world. Like when it comes to Christianity and
Yeah,
Judaism, even if you disagree with them, they don't have like they don't come up with the goal of destroying the world order as it is. But Islam inherently and communism inherently is against the current Western global order. Religion tries to provide that, right? And
yeah.
if you and me are like secular minded, and we can't just be against religious identity without something that fills its place. And in my opinion, the best collective identity that fills that gap is patriotism and nationalism, right? And
Yeah.
the beautiful thing about modern nationalism, in my opinion, is that it's actually connecting people rather than creating an us versus them mentality. So a lot of people's understanding of nationalism is that, oh, we are better and everybody else is against us. Like our nation, is us good and other people bad. But what we're seeing right now globally is that patriots from all around the world, they're uniting with each other and appreciating each other's patriotism. So even though, like, it's not like if I'm an American patriot and you see an Israeli patriot or an Iranian patriot, are like, oh, so it's us versus them. It's like you recognize that they're also on your side because they're patriot in favor of their country, and you value that in them. So it's like a lot of people thought it's like having a global mindset versus a nationalist mindset. But what we're seeing right now is that the patriots of the world unite, right? So it's like
Oh, yeah.
global patriots is global patriotism, where we all recognize each other and bond over each other globally over our patriotism, which is so beautiful. So that is what I think is the best, most beautiful collective identity that we could have.
So agree with you, Armin June. That's what we need is that collective patriotic identity to work together.
Next
Right.
up, we have Technitron, if you're back from eating. Also, chat, I'm going to ask today that we try to do our best to limit reaction buttons. I am on mobile, and so I'm trying to keep the chat open. I have a very small screen to use for right now, and so please, if you don't mind, it does make things difficult when I'm trying to copy and paste when those are flying across the screen. So only hands, please, if you can do that for me. Thank you.
Thank you, BT.
Does it work? Do you hear me? Hello,
Yes,
Root.
yes, we hear you. The root.
Oh, okay. I have shown you last time my self-made stamps that I have made with GIMP and ChatGPT. I have it now on screen, and it was for me to ask if it's better with this red lion. Where is it? Black lion, or
Black
even
lion.
other side, no lion. And it
No,
looks
we need the
like
lion.
this. Do you know German A4 paper format?
No.
It's like I have some people that can print out this stamps for me,
Yeah.
and I will try how they will look. And for me, what do you think? It's red lion, black lion, or even
Red
no
lion.
lion?
No,
Red
red lion.
lion?
Red lion. Look, red lion. I like the red lion one.
I don't know. No, I would I won't find it that fast. But I'm a stamp collector. I have Iranian stamps too for my
Ooh.
my uncle, and I last weeks I've bought some new to complete the collections. And I think from my uncle I have this is how is it called in English? This stamp, the 60s, 70s, is a red line on it and a green sun behind it, and it
Oh.
was for additional money to give for
Oh.
good thi- for good things to do. How is it called? Charity?
Charity. Charity. Yes.
Charity? You do a
Oh.
plus of money for good things. And
Thank you.
I thought,
Okay.
why do not new stamps of this to show
Okay. Great. I got it. So
this
you're making
in,
stamps for charity. Thank you. I appreciate that.
in this case for the Shah to say
All right. Technical. Like
look
30 seconds. 30 more seconds. Go.
okay, to show to the people on letters
Uh-huh.
and packages, look at this. This is the real
Oh, thank you.
Iran.
All right.
You
Awesome.
see your Shah and the real Iranian flag.
All right. All
Uh,
right. Technical. We need to move on to the next person, but I
okay.
appreciate that. So you're making you're
Yep.
making stamps for charity. I appreciate that, and so that more people see the real Iran.
So next we have a question from the cat. How do you manage the risk of defectors being veiled enemies within?
How do you? Okay, so that's actually a really good question because ever since Princess of Pahlavi started a platform for the people from the regime to defect, a lot of people were worried about how do you figure out who's who. I actually asked this on a show from some of the people who are close to Princess of Pahlavi, and they said that they have their ways and they're not going to reveal them. So I don't know, but apparently they already have thought about it. And one thing you obviously would do is that you wouldn't connect them with each other, right? In case you wouldn't, like, the people who are defecting to Princess of Pahlavi from the regime, obviously you're going to keep their identity hidden, and you're not going to reveal who's who to other people. And one thing, for example, you could, this is why Princess of Pahlavi was wise enough to start this really early, like a while ago, before any of these happened. And if I had to guess, one thing you could do is to basically ask them to do certain things and see what you get, right? And honestly, the people who are defecting, even if they're lying, if they do useful things for you to prove that they are with you, if you don't, until the very last moment, you don't reveal who they are, So for example, if you just ask them for information or to do certain things, you could once based on what you're getting from them, you could basically evaluate whether this is fake or not. There's a lot of telltale signs. Like a lot of people who used to be who were part of the regime and they were fake opposition were eventually identified by the Iranian people themselves. So it's really hard to keep these things secret. A, a lot of the people, they have their history. I don't know why, but I don't know how. But over the past couple of years, I've seen some of the most unlikely people who seem to be the opposition against the regime, but were actually for the regime. Over the past couple of years, the Iranian people figured it out somehow, and and they were exposed. So I know even without Princess of Pahlavi's sophisticated team, the Iranian people have been very, very clever at digging these things out and exposing them. And this is why the Iranian people are have a lot of distrust. When somebody comes and joins the opposition, they really have to see evidence that they are not with the regime anymore, because many people have been exposed to be with the regime. But there's a lot of experience. Like I can't go over the details regarding how they get exposed, but the Iranian people have had a lot of experience, because this is not the first time that the regime sends us fake people as spies, or people who try to cause division among us. So the regime has experience doing that, but the Iranian people have also a lot of experience in exposing that. So this is, again, I can't go into a lot of details regarding how that is found out, but I know that this is a challenge and something that we have been dealing with over many years right now. Okay. The list in case BT might be driving, so sometimes she can't open
Taryn
her
is
mic.
next on the list, and the
Oh.
question asker said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Next, we have Tarun.
Tarun.
Sorry, I thought I was classified as BT because I thought that was like a code name for my place on the list. So that's why I was posting all the stuff in the chat. Now I realize what BT actually means and stuff. Anyway, hey Armin, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
I have it's actually really cool meeting you guys. So I actually have a request before the question that I would like to ask.
Okay.
So I would like to give some description first. I am the same person that. Do you remember recently you had like a chat where where there was this guy who apologized for India, for my country, and you and Goldie Gamari, remember? Tarun TAC, the same guy.
Yeah,
That
we said you shouldn't be apologizing for your country. We should be apologizing to you.
I know that was me though, and I've
Okay.
chatted a lot in your stuff before, so that's why I'm also. I think you don't remember me before. I was a little bit antagonistic towards you guys before. Now I'm more I actually want to be friends more. When I was
Oh.
sorry if I'm cutting you short, bro. So back when I was really antagonistic towards you guys, I even sent a few super chats in some of your previous live streams. Like, remember the guy who said, I am a Hindu fascist, but I don't agree with some of the, like, Susanna actually read that, and I said I'm a Hindu to a fascist. I didn't really know as much what fascist meant during that time. And then I said, I'm sorry that you guys had to face all of this, which you faced, but I'm not one of them. So that was also me. I've actually changed a lot from that time. So I actually have a request. I've seen that you've talked to a lot of these Hindu. I'm not really Hindutva anymore in the way that you guys probably know the word to mean. I've actually got a lot of problems with the Hindutva movement. I used to really hate you guys before because I thought you guys were just picking on us for no reason. Now I've actually seen a lot of Hindus myself. I'm actually more understanding of what you and Susanna had to go through, and I actually appreciate what you guys are doing, poking fun at them, because I actually want to do that with you guys myself for a few things which I have a problem with my own religion for. So there's actually not much me and you actually disagree with, even though I'm a theist and you're an atheist. I still have a lot of disagreements. I even looked at your, what's it called again, blasphemous art, and I saw that you actually have a lot of knowledge about the scriptures. And I'm not at all mad at what most of the things you put. I actually agree with a lot of them. I really disagree with you. Am I talking too fast for you to understand, by the way?
No, no, no. This is amazing. I really appreciate you saying all of this.
Yeah,
Thank you. Go
because like
ahead.
a lot
Yeah.
of my family members and friends say I talk very fast. So this is everything.
Mm.
I have a request for you. Just like how you've talked to many other Hindu people about the what's it called again, about the religion and stuff, to try to find out, or at least to not to at least be able to understand. And I've seen you've made a lot of videos like about the caste system and what's it called again, and even few things about Buddhism or what is Hinduism. I'd actually like to talk to you once in a while in your channel, because I have a lot of things I would like to talk to you about, and you
Mm.
obviously have a lot of other people to talk to in this, so this is not enough time. And would it be okay if me and you could schedule to is it okay if me and you can schedule a time where I can talk to you about all this stuff to clarify your mind? Because it seems like you have a lot of questions and I can help you out. And we can actually team up in where we actually agree with where Hinduism is bad. And we can team up on all the other religions as well.
Okay. So first of all, I really appreciate you. Second of all, it's not just you who have changed. I also have changed some of my views, and I will let you know what I think. Third of all, yes, we could schedule that, but we have to wait for this revolution to be over, because that's
Yeah,
right
I'm fine
now
with
on
that.
my. Yeah, okay, but
You
we will
have your thing.
definitely do that. Yes, we will do that once this revolution is over, for sure. I would love to do that, but also let me just tell you, I've changed my mind a little bit as well regarding. So I'm against religion. Right, I'm an atheist. That hasn't changed. Okay, however, I have more appreciation for symbolism and rituals and tradition, a lot more than before. Right, so this is something that really inspired me also when I went to Israel. I saw atheist Israelis
Yeah,
who were
I heard you in
very
the
much.
live chat.
Yeah.
I heard
So
you in the
so
live
yeah,
chat.
let me say this. Let me say this. Let me
Yeah,
say this. Right.
sorry.
So a lot of atheist Israelis that were celebrating Jewish symbols and Jewish traditions and Jewish rituals as part of their national identity, even though they were hardcore atheists. Right. And I've learned to appreciate that among Iranians who are, with Zoroastrianism. As an atheist, I used to also go against, Zoroastrianism. By the way, Tarun, can you mute your mic while I'm talking? Just because I'm
Yeah,
hearing a lot of
sorry. That was
background.
just me
Yeah. No,
coughing. I'm sorry.
yeah, no worries, no worries. Just so I see, for example, Zoroastrian symbolism and its rituals and its legends and all of that as a symbol of Iranian patriotism and nationalism. And the symbol, I think there's so much people need that. People need ancient rituals and traditions and symbols as a way to as the branding of their collective identity, right? And in India, there's nothing other than Hinduism. I mean, I don't believe in the scripture. I don't believe in the gods. I do believe in the right to free speech and poke fun of things and make fun of them. I still do believe in that. That is so that right. You should have that right. But I also appreciate that you need to have respect and for the rituals and the symbols and the traditions that are the best way to create an identity for a certain geography, something that the modern national identity needs an ancient branding, needs an ancient rituals and branding and tradition to be paired up with.
If I
Pakistan
may,
is missing that, for example, and India has that. So I do
mm,
appreciate, and I think that in India, for example, there's nothing other than Hinduism that could provide that. So I do have a newfound respect for these symbols and rituals and these traditions.
yeah, and I actually agree with you on that. That's actually one of the things which I really felt like animosity towards you back in 2024, because I thought you did not understand that these religions are tied to the culture. Just because you don't want to believe in, like, Ramayana and Mahabharata, these two epics still mean so much to me, even though in one of them, I don't want to spoil it yet. I'll talk to you about that later, which one I actually disagree with and think that it's the opposite of good and evil. But these things really mean something, and that's what I did not like you for before, but now that you've understood that, I feel a lot more friendlier towards you and the rest of this community. But I believe that my culture, Hinduism, is very important towards me, but I still have, like you, I've changed. I've begun to understand that there's so much about my religion that I should actively oppose for the betterment of my country and my culture, such as the caste system and the rule of Brahmins. And I actually want to talk to you about that. So that is, I understand a lot, like you believe that and I also believe nationalism is good and we should have that, but that I still believe that, because in India we have some very crazy nationalism sometimes, right? You understand that it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go
So
overboard.
there's nationalism, there's good ways of that there are good ways to demonstrate and practice that, and there are bad ways, right? So I mean, we could talk about the best ways. Like, it's like civic nationalism. Just because I believe in nationalism, it doesn't mean that I believe in all forms of nationalism. I think nationalism is a great force for good, but there are versions of it that are harmful. I know exactly the type that you're referring to, and I agree with you.
Yeah, because I originally thought, how can this man be against Hindutva but call himself actively a Zionist? Because those are, for me, those I believe were the exact same thing, just for the different countries. So I didn't understand why you were against Hindutva, but you called yourself actively a Zionist. And I think I can discuss that with you a little bit late in the next part. But I just want to talk a lot about these things and clarify with you a lot of what I know about Hinduism and stuff. But I hope to chat with you because I have a YouTube channel myself, Tarun TAC. Maybe you can check a little bit of that out.
All
And
right.
but don't do that yet because you'll
So
probably think that I have some horrible opinions. So wait for me
it's
to share
okay.
it with.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you more about this later.
But
Let's go
can I
down
ask
the
one
list
last
and yeah.
question? So I discussed in the chat that I do believe that a free Iran will be good for all the countries, Israel and even India, but I have problems because Shah Pahlavi's, or at least the current Prince Reza Pahlavi, his father, Muhammad Reza Pahlavi, actually supported Pakistan and not Iran because of the USA versus USSR fight back in the Free Bangladesh 1971 war. So I just want to clarify, do you think that the new Shah, if he gets into power, will make the same mistake? Because I don't want Iran to continuously be
Well,
friends with
okay, so,
Pakistan and not India.
remember, that was not a mistake. That was a fight for survival at our time, right? So at our
Yes.
time, any form of alliances that we had was because of the Soviet Union. If he didn't do it, it would have resulted in the complete collapse of Iran, right? So
Soviet.
it was a battle for survival. It was necessary. I mean, for example, Reza Shah had to claim neutrality during World War II, and even worked to some extent with Germany at that time, because of the to make sure that no side is going to come and completely dominate our country, right? So these are the things, like, people, it's really easy to judge these things when your country is not at the verge of collapse. But if you're in the middle of it, you see why they had to do what they did, right? But regards to Princess of Pahlavi, he has already communicated, like, India is going to be a major ally for Iran, especially given that the security concerns that Iran has when it comes to its borders with Pakistan. Strategic partnership over security issues with India is going to be one of the highest priorities of Iran once Iran is
You
free.
guys should not trust Pakistan at all. Trust me. The
Yeah.
Pahalgam
But
attack, they're not, they're a
but
terrorist state
but
itself.
Tarun,